Gravity in 3D. This movie takes a measured, geometrical approach to 3D. That is, the further an object goes from the camera, the flatter the stereo becomes. Earth, the stars, are never seen as anything other than a flat backdrop. It's realistic stereo, and many 3D movies choose this approach. However, what sets Gravity apart from those others is here it feels like a choice made for effect rather than a desire to be correct. On many occasions, indeed the very opening of this film, we see objects, people, come from far away and drift to the camera, frequently getting right in front of the camera and often done slowly. Our eyes get to track these objects and gradually view the stereo develop as it gets closer to us. Although it is true to the nature of how we see things in the real world, it didn't actually feel particularly real to me, perhaps because looking at a screen isn't real, and I've grown accustomed to expecting a certain type of reality from movies. I expect to get immersed in a certain type of unreal, almost Lego-like 3D world. So the attempt at realism here actually feels challenging. It feels like it's forcing me to assess my point of view. In a way, it also created a kind of depth of field. Now, most scenes in this movie have the background entirely in focus, but having the foreground in rich stereo and the background flat has a similar effect as if they made the background blurry. It forces my attention where the depth is, which is usually where we find the actors' faces and, more importantly, their expressions. So I found myself in this crazy exploding world of space chaos. However, the movie seemed to be driving home to my senses that the most important thing going on was inside the actor's mind, be it worry, despair, or was it terror? That was where the cutting edge, the tip of the needle, the point of everything was. Emotion was where the true dimensions of this movie existed. It also helped draw a contrast between the vastness of space and the cramped confines of a person's own little world, be it confined to a spacesuit or the embryonic capsule of a space station. Are we insignificant in the face of such immensity, or does such immensity bear witness to the significance of having a place in it? When we see them crawling around in these small space capsules, which look wonderful in 3D, but it also is amazing that there is a survivable place in the immensity of what surrounds it. Story-wise, this is an ambitious movie, so much so it makes itself easy prey for jokes and dismissive remarks. At one point I said out loud, this would have made a great Mr. Bean movie. However, by the end of it I realized that I was watching something I would always remember. The whole thing works as a snapshot of life. One moment we are busy focusing on our stuff, and the next thing you know, everything has gone nuts. Life can seem like it's out of our control, and we are just along for the ride. Yet, through it all, there's the ever-present struggle, our constant work and effort and choices we make, the things we do that seem so small, so tiny compared to the chaos and the outside world. Yet, it's all those little things, the small choices that in the end make all the difference, that move you inch by inch, just ever so slightly on the right side of that line between life and death.